Okay, this is going to be a review of the 2GoSystems Trifecta. What is this? It's a bivvy, a canopy, and a blanket. At least that's what it says on the packaging. We'll soon find out. Just starting off, I'll be honest with you. We got this product sent to us for free to test and evaluate. Quite a while ago, one or two winters ago, put out a video reviewing the SOL Escape Bivvy. Don't ask me why, but that video, it exploded with views. It has like 30,000 videos. I'm going to throw a link in the description box below. After you watch this video, feel free to go check that video out and compare and contrast. In this video, I am going to talk about the differences between this Trifecta Bivvy and the SOL Escape Bivvy, because there are many glaring benefits to at least one of these, as you'll see farther along in the video. So stay tuned for that. So before we get any farther, this is called the 2GoSystems Trifecta Bivvy. It's made out of a Tyvek material that is kind of has a mylar lining, a reflective lining, nearly identical to the SOL Escape Bivvy. I'm pretty sure this company is newer. This might be the only product they offer right now, but I'm sure they're going to come out with others in the future. And I'll leave a link to the website in the description box. Real quick, it just came with this 9x11 white copy paper, 2 pages. Pretty basic, but I like that. When I designed the Trifecta, it was initially out of some frustration. I'm not a huge guy. I'm about 5'11", but my son, on the other hand, is giant compared to me. He's 6'5" at 17 years old. I'm not 6'5". I'm about 6'1", but I understand his frustration. When looking for gear, I take him into account. For myself, I found that I was semi-annoyed with the tight mummy bags, not being able to turn on my side without hopping around like a wrap-up burrito. I understand the reason behind this, saves weight, less air to heat, etc., but I'm not a huge fan. I kind of like his dry sense of humor also. I also did not want to buy a big bag that was bulky, as bulk, to me, gives you less options. I know there is a good down solution out there. I found such sleeping bags, but they are rated down to 40 or so degrees. Any more, you get into the 2 kilogram or higher weight bags, and I think 2 kilos is 4.4 pounds. It goes on farther. Things I wanted: full zipper to allow the canopy or blanket to be used, which I'll explain. The size, he wanted it big enough, like he talked about. He wanted options. He wanted it to be a warm weather bag, but then in cold weather, he wanted a secondary sleeping bag to slip inside of it, and the Trifecta to add kind of a moisture barrier, a wind blocker, and just a slight increase in warmth. And then I like this part. He recognizes some of the shortcomings, and he talks about them. The seams are good, but not waterproof, so the zippers are not sealed. I've tested the Trifecta and sustained heavy rain in the open on low ground, and after a while some water eventually finds its way in. But as most people know, picking a decent camp location is important, so he's pretty much saying, if you're not a complete dumbass, most likely you won't get wet, is what he's pretty much saying. The below links are for the Tyvek 1460C material, and he leaves 2 links, kind of the technology behind it. And his name's Brian Belcher, 2GoSystems. His website is www.2GoSystems.com. Okay, so here's a product right here. This isn't how it comes. It comes packaged in this Tyvek stuff sack. The reason I have it packed like this is it just packs better in my pack, but it fits very well. There's some room to spare, so it's not like you're cramming it super tight and risking that you might tear the seams on the bag. I'm not going to say this is a durable bag. It's made out of Tyvek. It's probably not as durable as canvas or Cordura nylon, but it's lightweight. And I mean, seriously, if this does rip, you can pack it like this, you can throw a rubber band around it, or you can just buy a new stuff sack. If you're super cheap, you can pick them up at Walmart. That's the stuff bag. This is the Bivvy. As you can see, 2GoSystems. It's big. That was my first, big in a good way. That was my first impressions. I'll go over more of the details in some close-up shots. Okay, so enough talking about this product. Let's get it to use. Okay, so just real quick, I wanted to show that's the SOL Escape Bivvy on top, the Trifecta 2Go system on the bottom. And if you can't tell already, there's a huge advantage to one of them. Let's get the measuring tape out real quick. So the Trifecta measures in at 33 inches. The Escape Bivvy measures in at 25 inches at the shoulders, which is pretty small. And at the foot box, it tapers down to about 20 inches. So it's quite a bit smaller. Length, if you don't include the hood, it's roughly 14 to 15 inches longer than the Escape Bivvy. Those are some of the main advantages. So let's set up camp and let's get hopefully a good night's rest. So this is the Neoair trucker. It's the 4-foot wide version. This is what I'm going to be sleeping on. I want to be totally honest with you guys. I'm not going to try and cheat you and think I'm some, superhuman. I am using a sleeping pad. The advantage to the wider bag is I can slip this pad inside of the Bivvy. Next, everyone needs a pillow. So there is the temperature. That's right, 35 degrees and a rain and snow mix. 4 a.m. 34, 5 a.m. 33, 6 a.m. 32. Around 9 a.m. it dips down to 30, and then it starts going up from there. I know what some of you guys are thinking right now. Oh, you're in a building. Not really. This is actually one of my outbuildings. It has some fiberglass bats in the roof, but it's not heated. Right now, my fingertips are starting to numb up a little bit, so I would guess it is maybe 40 at the most. So while I let this bag warm up, I'll tell you what I'm wearing for clothing. You might have noticed I'm not wearing winter or cold weather clothing. Starting from the bottom, I'm wearing a pair of Wiggy's boot socks. They're kind of a medium weight synthetic blend hiking sock. For base layers, I'm just wearing a pair of Icebreaker merino wool silk weight long johns. On top of that, I'm wearing a pair of Mountain Hardwear soft shell pants. Around this time of year, that's the type of pant I wear. I wanted this to be a realistic test. I'm not wearing snow pants and shit like that. So a pair of soft shell pants. But don't be fooled. The soft shell, it's just nylon spandex blend. It doesn't have any insulation in it. On top, I'm wearing a merino wool silk weight icebreaker top, and then on top of that I'm wearing, it's made by Under Armour, it's their infrared mock long sleeve infrared, who gives a shit, it's a medium weight polyester top with some spandex in it. That's the less fancy name for it. And then next to me, I just have kind of a wool hat and a pair of lightweight liner gloves. I might not even put those on. We'll see. If I start getting a little chilled in the night, I'll just pop those on, because you lose a lot of heat through your head. While we're on the topic of my head, one disadvantage, I'm going to call it a disadvantage, is this doesn't have a hood, and it doesn't have a cinch like the SOL Escape Bivvy does. And having a hood and a cinch means you can, the hood goes over your head, and then you can make the opening really small, just like you would a mummy sleeping bag. So the only exposed skin is breathing out and breathing in. What you can do, if it's just really bad, you're super cold or something like that, you can zip this all the way up. But the downside is all that moisture from your breath going in and out, you breathing, that moisture, this fabric is breathable, but not breathable enough to wick your breath out of the bag. So that is one disadvantage. But in the tabletop review, I'm going to compare and contrast between this and the SOL Escape Bivvy, and you'll see this has a lot more advantages, and that's one of the only disadvantages. To counteract that, you can wear a bomber hat, you can wear some type of hat like I talked about, balaclava. There's not really any getting around that. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Personally, to me, this isn't a super duper cold weather bag. The need to have some, big hood isn't that important to me, because, this is, the weather I'm in right now is probably about as cold as this bag's designed for. And to remind you, the temperature in here is about 38 degrees, but it's going to slowly drop down, and I can tell you by about 5, 6 in the morning, it's going to be down slightly above 30, right around freezing. So this bag better save my ass. So I guess to counteract the hood, one thing you could do, it might take some finagling, but there's a zipper on each end, so if you zip this kind of up your shoulder, so it's not perfect, but it does counteract some of the problem. On the topic of zippers, they're pretty high quality. They are thicker, at least as far as I can remember. They seem thicker than the SOL Escape Bivvy zippers. And as you can probably see, if you've already seen my video on the SOL Escape Bivvy, and if you haven't, go check that out after. But if you've seen my video on that, it's very tight and constricting, and it's hard to do the zippers, at least for me. I have kind of broad shoulders. My shoulders on that bag were pretty much squeezed up against the sides of the bag. So it was near impossible. It was almost like a straitjacket, personally, to me. For somebody smaller than me, the SOL Escape Bivvy is probably alright. But if you're a tall guy, I'd say any taller than about 5'9" or 5'10", or if you're a husky guy, I wouldn't recommend the SOL Escape Bivvy. I don't know the price of this bag, because like I said, we got this sent to us, but I think it's right around that range, maybe a little bit more, but it is more versatile. Stay tuned for the tabletop review and the comparison between this and the SOL Escape Bivvy. I have a quick update. I'm pretty warm in this. My toes, just like the SOL Escape Bivvy, my toes are a little bit numb, but you know, I'll suck it up. Um, the other advantages to this is, first, because it's bigger, you can fit a lighter weight sleeping bag inside of this and use this as a protective shell. Because I'll tell you, a lot of those high end, especially down sleeping bags, the ultra light ones, part of the reason they're really light is because the sleeping bag's shell is lightweight fabric. Even if they're super expensive, it seems like the more expensive they get, the thinner the shell fabric is. And that doesn't always correlate to fragile, but the advantage to this is it not only waterproofs your bag a little bit, but it protects it. Because it's waterproof, it can protect you from ground moisture. It adds another layer of insulation, because you know insulation is dead airspace, so this doesn't have any loft, but if you put another sleeping bag inside, that layer of air between your inner sleeping bag and this product, that layer of still trapped air, that's insulation. Another advantage to this is because it's rectangle, you can unzip it all the way and you get about a 33, you get about a 5.5 by 7, so you get like a 5 by 7 foot tarp. And it only has 4 grommets, and you know, I'll tell you, it's not designed for a tarp. Tyvek doesn't have, you know, that much tensile strength, you know, so it would be easy to tear. But in an emergency, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You could make a quick, expedient shelter with one of these, but maybe to protect you from the sun. But the thing is, if you have this product and this is the only thing you have, and you're cold, you're wet, you're hungry, and you're trying to warm up, you're trying to get some sleep, I wouldn't use this as a tarp for shelter. I'd sleep in it. I'd use it just the way I'm using it now. So, you know, the whole aspect of being able to use it as a tarp, it's smart and it adds versatility and it makes this more multi-purpose. But, you know, the thing is, if this is all you got, I would use it like this, even if it's raining. Like I said, you can cocoon all the way into here. Some water might get in. Big whoop. If you use it as a tarp, you're protected from the rain, but most likely, if it started raining and you set the shelter up, there's a very high chance that you got wet in the rain. So now you have a shelter, but you're damp, if not soaking wet. And that leads to hypothermia, even in warm weather. I've experienced that a few times. More than a few times, and it's not fun. I apologize to Brian. He probably sent me this product 3 months ago now, and I've used it a few other times and I love it. You know, and I wanted to get a review out right away because I saw some other people that reviewed the SOL Escape Bivvy got sent this product, and they put reviews up right away. Their reviews were just kind of like, oh, you know, yeah, it's cool. You can use a tarp as a bivvy, as a sleeping bag, as a ground cloth. Yeah, it's cool. Thumbs up. When I got the product, the temperatures, even at night, were only dipping down into the 50s. Maybe that's what this bag's designed for, but I wanted to stretch it to the limits. You know, I wanted to use it in the same exact weather and the same exact temperatures as I use the SOL Escape Bivvy. That way I could get a an equal test between this and the SOL Escape Bivvy. So again, I apologize, but that was part of the reason. The other reason is I did use this a few times in warmer weather. I didn't film any of that, just, you know, I kind of wanted to use it a few times before turning on the camera and, you know, saying, oh yeah, so far so good, you know. So this is about the this is about the fourth or fifth time I've used it. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, that's not a review until you've used it 50 times or you've owned it for 2 years. You know what? You know, screw you guys. Again, this is not my review on the 2GoSystems Trifecta. This is my field test, or I should say outbuilding test of this product. In the next coming days, maybe a week, expect a review. The review is going to consist of comparing this to the SOL Escape Bivvy. I'm going to turn the lights off and I'm going to get some frickin' sleep. It's 3:30 a.m. right now and I gotta wake up in about 6 hours. So I'll shoot an update video in the morning. I'll let you know how I liked it. If I was super cold, if I was comfortable, if I was too warm. And again, this is the coldest temperature that I've used this product in. Right now, tonight, it's supposed to get down to 30, I think it said, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about the time I have to wake up. So, it's going to be fun. I'm not going to lie. You know, I'll tell you right now, halfway through the night, I might get a little chilly. Might cause me to wake up. But I'm going to try and muscle through it. I'm going to just try and tough it out and, you know, sleep the full 5 hours or so. Reasonably comfortable. So, like I said, good night to you all. I'm going to get the lights turned off. I'll see you in the morning. Well, quick update video. This isn't designed for freezing weather. Last night it got down to about 30 or so degrees. And you get pretty chilly in this. I just stuck it out, but for most people, they wouldn't do it. It's about let's see. It's about 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's 30 degrees. I think if it would have been a little bit warmer, 40, this thing would have been pretty nice. And again, I'm on a Therm-a-rest sleeping pad, and I'm wearing some decent clothes. You know, but all in all, the SOL Escape Bivvy was kind of the same way. You do get pretty chilly. The advantage of the SOL Escape Bivvy is you got the hood, and it is smaller, so it's less area to keep warm. So, you know, while this has the advantage of a larger size, the SOL Escape Bivvy, you know, kind of has the advantage of actually being warmer because it's smaller. But the thing is, these are emergency bivvies. They're not designed specifically for cold weather. So I think that's kind of a wash because this one's more multifunctional. Like I said, stay tuned for more tabletop review and comparison. So if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel. That way you can catch the review right when I post it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, go check out my other video, my older video, testing out the SOL Escape Bivvy. You know, thank you guys for watching these videos. Thank you for the support. But until next time, stay safe out there, and I'm going to keep freezing my ass off.